Knock knock. You reply by saying, "Who's there?" I go on to say, "Doris." You say, "Doris who?" "Door is locked. That's why I'm knocking." Who doesn't know a good knock knock joke? Who hasn't heard or said one of these themselves in the past? That in itself has already given you the basics of becoming a great joke teller. And there's a process that goes along with becoming a great joke teller. And the process is very similar to the process of coming up with a speech. So I know right now, the prospect of you getting in front of a group of people or in front of somebody else to try to invoke laughter may be kind of scary. But believe me, if you can give a speech, you can definitely tell a joke. There are a lot of similarities in those processes. And the first step when you have to give a speech is what? According to the Art of Public Speaking, chapter 4, it says you have to come up with a topic. And that's the same thing you have to do when you're trying to come up with a joke. Come up with a topic. A great comedian friend of mine, Sean Morgan, said, "If it ain't real, it won't kill." And that being said, when you come up with this material, when you come up with a topic, it has to be real to you. It has to be a situation that either happened in your life or a friend of yours, so that the way other people can relate to it as well. People relate to things that they feel are real. A lot of people say the brainstorming phase or coming up with a topic is the most difficult part of the process of coming up with a good joke because there's so many different things that you have to think about. And a lot of times people say, "How can I come up with something? My everyday life isn't funny." But it's all about finding that little thing or those little processes throughout your day that you can kind of relate into a joke or relate it humorously to make light of a situation. That's what comedy is about, making light of situations that might not be so light. Secondly, you need to know your audience. Talk to the promoter, talk to the person that's getting the set and everything together. Go check out the venue a couple days prior. See how you feel on the stage, see how the auditorium is. Go and check out the venue so you get a feel of your audience. Writer P or writer Paul Salone said, writer Paul Salone, he wrote an article called "How to Tell a Joke." He said, make sure that you match your joke to your audience. That being said, know your audience. Know who you're presenting the joke to. If you're presenting the joke to kids, they might not be able to relate to the same material that you might, bring to your golf buddies or something like that. So make sure that you know your audience. And this is where ethics come into play as well. You don't want to say anything that might be overly offensive to your audience. For example, if you're giving a speech or if you're telling a joke at a church, you probably want to stay away from any vulgar words. Or if you're telling a joke at a school or something, you definitely want to stay away from any racially charged material. Because that'll really take away from the audience. That'll take away from the experience of you telling this material, you telling a joke. Next, practice. Practice, practice, practice. Once you have come up with your topic, you've checked out the venue, you know your audience, practice. Go over and over and over again. Author of the Complete Idiot's Guide to Telling Jokes, Larry Gatlin said, rehearse to know your joke. And I know you're thinking, rehearse to know my joke? It's my joke. Why do I have to rehearse to know my joke? Because there's so many different ways that you can relate or so many different ways that you can tell your joke that will increase the funny factor by just adding a pause within a joke or just adding more pronunciation on certain words. It really change the whole meaning of your joke. So it's good for you to rehearse to get to know your material. So in conclusion, you see that the process of coming up with a joke, the process of being a great joke teller is similar to the process of coming up with a great speech. You have to go through the steps. You have to take time to think about a topic. And then once you get your topic, what do you have to do then? After you get your topic, go check out the venue. Find out who your audience is. So that way you can better relate your topic to your audience. And finally, rehearse. Go over and over and over again what you're trying to relate to the audience. So that way you get everything that you wanted to get out and the audience gets everything that you wanted to give. So thank you for your time. My name is Brandon Little. Y'all been a wonderful audience.